At midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. An opiate vapour, dewy, dim, exhales from out her golden rim, and softly dripping drop by drop upon the quiet mountain top, steals drowsily and musically into the universal valley. The rosemary nods upon the grave, the lily lolls upon the wave, wrapping the fog about its breast, the ruin moulders into rest. Looking like Lethe, see the lake, a conscious slumber seems to take, and would not for the world awake. All beauty sleeps, and lo, where lies Irene with her destinies. O lady bright, can it be right, this window open to the night, the wanton airs from the treetop, laughingly through the lattice drop, the bodiless airs a wizard rout, flit through thy chamber in and out, and wave the curtain canopy, so fitfully, so fearfully, above the closed and fringed lid, neath which thy slumbering soul lies hid, that over the floor and down the wall, like ghosts the shadows rise and fall. O lady dear, hast thou no fear? Why and what art thou dreaming here? Sure thou art come over far off seas, a wonder to these garden trees. Strange is thy pallor, strange thy dress, strange above all thy length of tress, and this all solemn silentness. The lady sleeps, oh may her sleep, which is enduring, so be deep. Heaven have her in its sacred keep, this chamber changed for one more holy, this bed for one more melancholy. I pray to God that she may lie forever with unopened eye, while the pale sheeted ghosts go by. My love, she sleeps, oh may her sleep, as it is lasting, so be deep. Soft may the worms about her creep, far in the forest dim and old. For her may some tall vault unfold, some vault that oft hath flung its black and winged panels fluttering back, triumphant over the crested pools of her grand family funerals. Some sepulchre remote alone, against whose portals she hath thrown, in childhood, many an idle stone. Some tomb from out whose sounding door she never shall force an echo more. Thrilling to think, poor child of sin, it was the dead who groaned within. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Amethyst Raven, and I am doing hashtag Povember24, hosted by the wonderfully talented Priscilla at Release the Craftin. I am on poem 5, which I just read to you, The Sleeper, which is kind of all about the narrator having like a lost love, but not coming to terms with the fact that she's actually dead and not just asleep. And can you believe we only have one more to go after this? It's crazy. Although I do have a little something extra that I'm going to do, so watch this space. And this is what I've made for the 5 prompts for this one. And I've had to move Steve and Sydney Prescott out of the way because there's just not enough space on this table for all these audience members that I've got. So they're watching by the sideline, so don't worry. Right, so first one is Mystic Moon. Now I have this picture of the moon and I've been really excited to use it because it's an actual photo that my friend took of the moon with his telescope, and he doesn't live far away from me, so I feel like this is pretty much exactly the moon roughly from where I live. So you know, obviously I love to use pictures of my makes from places I've been or things I've seen, so this was the perfect opportunity. So I'm really glad that there was a moon prompt. So at midnight in the month of June, I stand beneath the mystic moon. So we've got this So we've got this man here looking out the window and the words here, and he's kind of standing under the mystic moon with this little bit of sparkly hounds on it. Just to let you know, those were not on the original picture. That's not what the moon doesn't have those on it, but it would be cool if it did. And next to the moon over here, if you can see, there's this kind of lady that's just kind of off there in the background. And obviously this poem is about the reader not really coming to terms with the loss of someone, so this lady is an embodiment of that person. And then I've just kind of mooned up this little pocket, and then I've got this journaling card here, which I've added a couple of stickers to. And that is my moon page. Next is rosemary. So the rosemary nods upon the grave. So for this, I've used actual dried rosemary here, and I stuck it on this grave. And then I've put this cemetery in the background with a bit more rosemary just kind of coming through here. And it kind of looks a bit like when you're in playgroup making macaroni pictures, but we've all got to utilise our inner child, right? But I couldn't really think of a great deal to do with the rosemary page, so I just took advantage of one of these small pages here and just did that as a little kind of, you know, turny bit. So the next one is ruins, and it is on the other side of this page. So this is another one from a place I've been, and this is stuck into the pocket. This is Donington Castle that I went to recently with the dog, and I actually do have a Tours by Loki video of the trip in my Tours by Loki playlist if you want to check it out after you've watched this video. So I've just made this into a floating pocket by sticking the front and back of the castle. Let's move this up a little bit. By sticking the front and the back of the castle down, so you can just kind of, that's the front, that's the back. And obviously I've grunged it up a little bit because it was a very nice day when we went, so that wasn't very gothic looking at all. So I just grunged it up a little bit, and I've made this journaling card just to go inside it here, which is also stuck probably, and it's just got the bit about ruins there on this cute little rose and gothic book page, kind of scrapbook paper that I've got. And then a bit of the Murders in the Rue Morgue book page here, not from an actual book, just from something I just printed off. And that is ruins, and I just made this little pocket here just to pop it in. Wrong way around. There we go. And the next one is curtain. Where is it? Here it is. So for curtain, I've used some of this tulle to create like a billowing curtain, and I grunged it all off. It was white, and then behind it is the man himself looking back through into the house, kind of into the past, where there's a couple of old pictures on the wall. So there's like a younger version of him, and then there's a picture of his lost love over here. And then I've made this curtain rail with like old, sorry, not old, anything, with the hints of gold gilding, and I've put more gilding on the picture frames, and also like made a crumbling windowsill out of some texture paste and gilded that up a little bit. And I made the curtain rail out of a chopstick that I kind of snapped in half that I got from Chinese. And I don't know about you, but whenever we order Chinese, there's only 2 of us, we always get 5 pairs of chopsticks and 5 fortune cookies, and I feel like they're judging us a little bit because there's only 2 of us and they seem to think that there's 5 of us. So yeah, I don't know if anyone else ever has that issue. But look, the curtains move, they open and close, and they just kind of flap about. So that's curtain. And then finally, creepy crawlies is the last prompt for this. So I have used a Release the Crafting kit for this one, had to be done, and the kit is actually called Creepy Crawlies. And I'm not really a fan of anything with more than 4 legs, but I am able to understand that this is only paper and they're not going to get me in any sort of way, so I was okay with it. So the creepy crawly on the poem is a worm. So there's this journaling card here with this lady on it. And it's from another Release the Crafting, I think. And next to it is this. And I actually think that's a snake, but for the purposes of this, it's a worm. And the poem also talks about a forest. So I've took this. This picture is of a forest that I went to earlier this year with the dog again. And then I put a lot of creepy crawlies all around it. And I've put this little gravestone here, and that's crawling with creepy crawlies. And that's obviously like where the lady is buried. And then I've got this journaling card here with a scorpion on it. And then just the title of the poem. And just some bits of poem dotted about the place. Creepy crawlies stuck around the place. Here and not here, but there. And then just this pretty little butterfly pocket as well. So I thought let's have some pretty creepy crawlies in there as well. And stuck some insects there. So that is creepy crawlies. So now it is time for today's Poe Tarot pull. Okay, we are shuffled. Steve, Sydney and the guys are all back to watch this pull. Got my book. And what do you need to know today? What message do you have for everybody? The Knight of Wells. As a thing of art, nothing could be more admirable than the painting itself, but it could have been neither the execution of the work nor the immortal beauty of the countenance which had so suddenly and so vehemently moved me. Today is really tested on my pronunciation of words with the poem and then with vehemently. I'm sure that's how you say it. Is that how you say it? I don't know, but Wells is obviously like an inkwell. And that is the letter to Mrs. It's not Knight of Wells, not King of Wells. Sorry, I'm just reading the wrong thing there. Knight, please. Is the oval portrait, obviously. Silly me. So the suit of Wells is cups, and the season it corresponds to is summer. Signs of the water signs, so Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Time frame over months, and it denotes emotions, intuition, secrets, illusions, delusions, relationships and love. So the Knight of Wells is obviously, like I said, the oval portrait, and the key words for this are proposals, offers, new love, escapism and artistic endeavours. I feel like every time I do the Poe Tarot pull for you guys, there's always something that can kind of relate back to creativity or something, or like challenges or things that you can kind of apply to what we're doing here. So yeah, so if you're giving like a proposal, not necessarily for love, but maybe for love, or an offer of something, then it's saying take it, basically. Take it, especially if it's to do with artistic endeavours. And you know what, escapism, I do feel that art is a good form of escapism, especially when you look at everything that's going on in the world with the news and everything. I do try and avoid the news. I have all my news notifications turned off. I don't want it to control me. I control when I consume information like that, because otherwise it's just too much in it. So yeah, so it's always good to have a little bit of escapism. So that is Poe Tarot. So I hope you enjoyed my poem reading and the tarot pull. I will be back with you on the 30th with the last poem's worth of prompts, which is Annabelle Lee, which is such a sad poem. But it's not my last Povember video. Intrigue. So please do like and subscribe. Drop me a comment, we can have a chat. And thank you all for your wonderful feedback so far on this challenge. I'm so grateful that you take the time to watch, comment and watch all my crazy endeavours doing readings and tarot pulls and stuff. Just, you know, I like to try new things. But I know they are quite lengthy videos, so don't blame me if you don't quite stay to the end. But thank you again to Priscilla at Release the Crafting for hosting #Povember24. And I will see you in 5 days. Bye.